It's the most wonderful time of the year, Christmas. And what better way to get into the holiday spirit than with a Minky Couture blanket? Whether you're gathered around the tree with loved ones, roasting marshmallows by the fire, or just looking for a cozy way to stay warm on a chilly night, Minky blankets are the perfect addition to your Christmas festivities. With a wide range of festive designs and colors, you can find the perfect blanket to match your holiday decor or gift to your loved ones. So this Christmas, make your holiday even cozier with a Minky Couture blanket. Head to minkycouture.com now and find your perfect blanket, just in time for the holiday. Happy holidays from Minky Couture.
Why is Instacart the holiday rescue app? Because you can get all your seasonal decor delivered instead of having to drive to 12 different stores. Candles and candy canes? Delivered. Wreaths and reindeer? Delivered. Lights from Lowe's? Delivered. And since I know you're going to ask, inflatable snowman? Delivered. So this season, stay in and get decked out. Download Instacart, the holiday rescue app, to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time, $10 minimum per order, additional terms apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Railroad Hour. And here comes our star-studded show train. Tonight, the Association of American Railroads presents a review of the year, starring Gordon MacRae and his famous guest from the Metropolitan Opera, Dorothy Kirsten. Our choir is under the direction of Norman Luboff, and our music is prepared and conducted by Carmen Dragon. Yes, tonight another memorable musical evening is brought to you, transcribed by the American Railroads. The same railroads that bring you the food you eat, the clothes you wear, the fuel you burn, and the multitude of other things you use in your daily life. And now, here is our star, Gordon MacRae.
Thank you, Marvin Miller, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, sir, it looks as if the old year is just about ready to trip on his beard and go tumbling down into history. But here on the Railroad Hour, we sort of hate to see the old fellow go. 1953 has been pretty good to all of us, and we wanted to throw him a farewell party. So we've invited Dorothy Kirsten, Carmen Dragon and his orchestra, and Norman Luboff's choir to help us look back over the musical good times we've had in the year just past.
Gordon, is it true that you have a special guest waiting to say hello from New York?
Yes, Dorothy. One of the greatest men of the American musical theater is going to join our New Year's party a little later on. But let's start off with a song we sang on the night of, let's see. I think it was the wintry February 9th from Irving Berlin's score of Miss Liberty.
And we'll stroll through the year just as if we were taking an old-fashioned walk.
Hey, that's the idea. Let's take an old-fashioned walk. I'm just bursting with talk. What a tale could be told if we went for an old-fashioned walk. Let's take a stroll park down a lane where it's dark, and the heart that's controlled may relax on an old-fashioned walk. I know for a couple who seem to be miles apart, there's nothing like walking and having a heart-to-heart. I know a girl who declined, couldn't make up her mind. She was wrapped up in soul coming home from an old-fashioned walk. An old-fashioned walk. Dorothy, you remember what happened the very next week of that wintry February?
I certainly do. The flowers all came out.
That's right. Spring came to California 6 weeks early in 1953. And here on the Railroad Hour, we were singing a melodious Sigmund Romberg operetta, which includes a fitting salute to the passing of the old year.
Long live ever, knowing no word like goodbye.
What may sever, true love can never die.
isn't it, Gordon?
As we did it on February 16th of 1953. Say, Dorothy, here's a song that's perfect for you. From Sally, Jerome Kern's little dishwasher who never seems to grow old.
I know the tune you mean.
Oh, you do, huh? Well, roll up your sleeves, Miss Kirsten, and start sudsing those dishes.
Thank you, Gordon. You know what I love? All the grand old waltzes we sing together on the Railroad Hour.
Well, as a matter of fact, we started off this year with a whole show about waltzes. People making love in three-quarter time. An operetta that was originally done in German.
Zwei Herzen im Dreivierteltakt.
You can talk plainer than that. For several years now, our Railroad Hour playwrights, Lawrence and Lee, have fashioned a whole summer full of new musicals, taking great stories from legend or literature and telling them with the great melodies we all love to hear and sing.
I've always liked the romance between John Ridd and Lorna Doone. You did it so well this summer.
Well, thank you, Dorothy. I guess anybody who's read Lorna Doone will remember Blackmore's famous Valley of the Dunes, beautiful beyond description, yet with treachery concealed in every shadow.
Do you ken Glendoon with its racing rill and the hills so high that they brush the sky? Do you ken yon glade with the leaves like lace where a lass hides her face in the morning? When the shades are black on the hills of June, the blades are guarded by a misty moon, and the warning track of a falling star bids you bide where you are till it's morning.
And then there was the stirring music of Anton Dvorak, set into a new American opera called Roaring Camp. Do you remember the lullaby we sang?
Go to sleep, baby.
about the middle of June, we told a story about a composer who couldn't write waltzes until he got a little help from the Messrs. Tchaikovsky, Strauss, and Waldteufel. Then his life really became a waltz.
New songs for old, old songs for new. I want to sing when I waltz with you.
New love for old love for new. How long are you, love, when I'm with you?
Darling and gliding to new waltzes, slowly steady going to blue waltzes, slow waltzes. Why am I high as the tide in the sky when I fly? This is my waltz with you. Swaying motion like an ocean, waves of dancers around us.
Waves of music surround us.
Why am I high as a bird in the sky when I waltz with you? New waltzes for old waltzes for new. How can you be cold when I am holding you? I'm always yours, you're always mine. Our love is tight as a line.
We'll return for the second half of our review of the year in just a moment. While we are reviewing some of the music which we have heard on the Railroad Hour in 1953, this is a good time to review what the railroads did this year in performing their big job of bringing you almost everything you eat, wear, and use. In 1953, America's railroads ran their trains with new record efficiency. Yes, still better railroad service and even greater operating economy were the highlights of the railroad year of 1953. And to a large extent, these new records in operating efficiency are the result of the railroad's continuing expansion and improvement program. Investment in new facilities and equipment amounted to well over $1 billion in 1953, and this was the sixth consecutive year in which the railroads spent over the billion-dollar mark in order to bring you continually better, more efficient railroad service. All in all, since the end of World War II, the railroads have spent more than $9 billion on improvements of all sorts. What has that money bought? Well, in 1953, more than 2,000 powerful, efficient new diesel locomotive units added their pulling power to the nation's railroads. About 80,000 new, larger, and stronger freight cars joined the huge fleet of cars that carry the bulk of the nation's freight, moving more tons, more miles than all other forms of transportation combined. In addition, freight yards and terminals, signal communication systems were still further expanded and improved. All along the line, in fact, everything that goes into making a railroad run was the subject of constant research and improvement. Looking ahead to 1954, you can be sure your railroads will do everything within their power to provide the transportation service so essential to our commerce, so indispensable to our security. Now, here is Act Two of the Railroad Hour Review of the Year, starring Gordon MacRae and his famous guest, Dorothy Kirsten.
Folks, we're having a New Year's party. Raising a toast, you might say, to the most exciting musical moments we've had in 1953.
What are we using for a toast, Gordon?
Well, this was Noel Coward's choice in Bittersweet, Dorothy.
Okay, the golden sunshine of a summer day. Okay, we'll bear the burden of your cares away. Here's the love in you, the hate in you, desire in you. Why not the thunder for what you know?
May, the Railroad Hour did a show called Mary, with book and lyrics by Otto Harbach. And there was one song in that score that no one can ever forget. Dorothy, this has to be a duet.
I'm right beside you, Gordy.
Well, go ahead.
Just a love nest, cozy with charm.
Like a dove rests down on a farm.
Over and over with some sort of clinging vine. Then a kitchen where some rambler roses twine. Then a small room, instead of blue.
Small room, a dream room for two.
Better than a palace with a gilded door. Is a love nest you can call home. Just a love nest, cozy with charm. Like a dove nest down on the farm. Better than a palace with a gilded door. Is a love nest you can call home. Now, that's what I call a pretty song.
You know, Dorothy, no Railroad Hour season could be complete without a score from the great Rudolph Dremmel. He was our guest on one of the summer shows, and we dramatized his life story.
And he played one of his newest compositions. I remember, Gordon, and it was exciting.
It certainly was. You know, his first American show, Dorothy, was The Firefly. Everyone loved it on Broadway, just as they seem to love it when we do it on the Railroad Hour. I think that you should be the Firefly, Dorothy.
Shall I light up in the dark?
No, just sing Giannina Mia. Ago, we did a musical story called The Cat and the Fiddle. And this is one of the songs.
Bonite was made for love. Bonite was made for love.
The same man who wrote that song also wrote Giannina Mia and Mary and 100 other hits. And who can forget this great tune he wrote with Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein II? And perhaps his greatest show was Roberta, which includes this classic of modern music. Dorothy? gentlemen, the man who wrote all these and so many other great songs and plays which have become a part of your life and mine, this distinguished gentleman is waiting right now to speak to you from his home in New York City. The Railroad Hour proudly salutes Mr. Otto Harbach, the Dean of American Musical Playwrights.
Thank you, Gordon. How good it is to join you at a year's end. I wonder if you know what a thrill I get when a Monday night rolls around and you sing so beautifully the shows of yesterday and today. I close my eyes, and each Monday night seems like an opening night all over again. I know Rudolph Frimmel is listening tonight from San Francisco. Who knows, perhaps our old friends Jerry Kern and Romy and Vincent Youmans are listening too, as through their music they have been speaking to us. As a matter of fact, yesterday does speak to us through music in a language that never changes. As long as people all across the world can sing together and smile at a stage romance, there's hope for all of us. I'd like to thank my many friends on the Railroad Hour for doing so much to keep America a smiling, singing nation. And my best wishes to you all for 1954.
Thank you, Mr. Harbach, and a Happy New Year to you and all of your loved ones. Dear friends, to close our remembrances of 1953 and to look forward to the challenge and promise of 1954, I'd like to ask Dorothy, Carmen, Norman, and all of you to join me in a song from Carousel by Rodgers and Hammerstein. It's almost a hymn, really, a hymn of faith.
When you walk through a storm, keep your chin up high, and don't be afraid of the dark.
At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, for your dreams lead on and walk on, walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Lovely Dorothy Kirsten will return in just a moment. The Railroad Hour is brought to you each week at the same time by the American Railroads. And all of us in the Railroad Hour family hope that all of you have a happy holiday. Happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
May the calendar keep ringing.
Happy holiday.
In 1953, America grew stronger and Americans lived better as the nation's productive might continued to grow. And your railroads, an essential part of all production, played a mighty important part in that progress as they set new records for operating efficiency. No, we could not have lived as well as we did, and the nation could not have produced as much as it did without 1953's record railroad efficiency. And that record of improved efficiency is good news for all of us. For now, as always, better railroads mean more and better goods, a higher standard of living for all.
Now, here again is the captivating Miss Dorothy Kirsten. And by the way, we're looking forward to seeing you often in 1954.
Will you ask me back again as soon as I finish my concert tour?
Well, how about the Great Waltz for the 1st of March?
That's a date. But what about next week?
Just listen.
Sons of shame and sorrow will you give to sorrow for the spouse of working people.
Mr. Frimmel at his best.
You bet. And we'll have two guests, Lucille Norman and Jane Stewart Smith, when we welcome 1954 with the Vagabond King.
I'll be listening. Good night, Gordon.
Good night, Dorothy, and a happy, happy New Year.
All aboard!
Well, folks, it looks like we're ready to pull out. And so until next Monday night in Rudolph Frimmel's Vagabond King, this is your friend Gordon MacRae saying good night on behalf of the other members of the cast and of the American Railroad. We wish you all a happy, safe, and prosperous 1954.
The Railroad Hour was transcribed in Hollywood. Gordon MacRae can be seen in Three Sailors and a Girl in Technicolor. Our choir is under the direction of Norman Luboff. Our music is prepared and conducted by Carmen Dragon. And our script is by Lawrence and Lee. This is Marvin Miller saying goodbye until next week for the American Railroad. Now stay tuned for your Monday night of music on NBC.
Tonight, The Voice of Firestone features Nadine Connor and George London on the NBC Radio Network.
Breast milk science. It's a thing, and it's our thing. We're ByHeart. We're an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most superfood on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins found in breast milk. We're the first and only U.S.-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We make our formula in our own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania, using a small batch manufacturing process that works to preserve the integrity of our ingredients. We ran the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in 25 years, and clinically proved benefits like easier digestion, less gas, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. We were the first infant formula company to earn the Clean Label Project Purity Award. And while we've put a lot into ByHeart, there's a long list of things you won't see on our ingredient list, like no corn syrup, no maltodextrin, no GMO ingredients, no soy, no palm oil. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.